Hello, it's Silent Silver Wolf of Love and Above, and I am here with Success Friday. And Friday is all about keeping track. It's an accountability of your goals. All those small goals that you put in for the day or the week or the midterm goals, or maybe even your long term goals. So, this is an accountability. So the first question, of course, this is a two-way one, so I will be giving answers as well. The first question always is, have you achieved the goals that you've set out for yourself? And if that answer is yes, well done. Keep rocking your awesomeness. You're on track. That's exactly what this is about. If the answer is no, have a think of why. Now, there are a number of reasons why, and I go through these reasons every week. So the first one is it because you've not actually done any work for it? Because if that is true, then hey, that you're not going to hit your goals that way. That I know that is hard hitting. Sometimes we have to actually do some work to hit our goals. So first of all, did you put any effort into it? Did you do any work towards it? And if the answer is no, realistically look at how you can do that better for next week. Okay, the next one is, maybe you did do some work for towards your goals, but life has happened to you. Maybe, maybe like last week for me, I was ill. And it was an extremely hot week. We've had a heat wave in my country, and it was a very hot week, and it just made me feel worse because it was so hot. And I would never normally complain about it being so hot, but it just was, and I was ill, and I just felt worse and worse because I couldn't cool down. And there's only so much you can do when you're feeling got a bit of fever and all of a sudden it's hot. And yes, so for me, that is a reason of life happening to you. It could be maybe your washing machine broke down, and all of a sudden you've had to deal with that instead of working on your goals. You've had to negotiate your week. So if that is the case and life has happened to you, look at rescheduling how you're going to, keep on track with your larger goals if you haven't hit your smaller ones this week. If and here's the next one, and this is most this is the amazing one. Maybe you didn't hit it because of a lack of knowledge. Now, it's called the knowledge gap. And the knowledge gap is you're going towards your goal, and then all of a sudden, oh, I need to learn about this, or I need to know how to do this or that or the next thing before I can actually achieve it. Now, this is good. Now, you might think, why is it good that I didn't hit my goal? It's because in the knowledge gap, it means that you can put other little goals in there so that you can actually hit the larger goal. Now, it might be, actually, I want to contact 20 people this week for X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden it's just like, I don't actually know 20 people. Or maybe some of these people are asking me questions that I don't know the answer to. And so this is a great time to be able to upskill yourself, to be able to find out answers, for example, to be able to get yourself up to the level of actually hitting the goal that you want to hit. It might be a progression. People see this all the time when it comes to the gym. Maybe you want to have a personal best of running 10-minute miles. Maybe that's what you want to do. The first time you do it, you're not running a 10-minute mile. But the next time you do it, your goal is, I want to run a 10-minute mile. But actually, you did a little bit better than you did the first time. Maybe you did 15 minutes that first time. Maybe the second time you did 14 minutes and 32 seconds. Maybe the next time you did it, 14 minutes, 10 seconds. And you carry on, you keep going and you keep going until you hit that 10-minute mile. And that's what I mean by progression. Sometimes it is that progression to get there. And it needs to be that, that's a physical knowledge gap, as it were. But sometimes there is a knowledge gap, and you can add in those little goals until you actually hit your bigger one. Maybe the first thought was, when I do a 10-minute mile after the first time, 10 minutes is not going to be today. So have a look at your knowledge gap. So I have been ill this past week, quite ill, and So have I hit any of my goals this past week? No, none whatsoever. And that was because I was ill and I was living life on life's terms. I could have worked through that. I'm not going to lie. I could have worked through that, but I could have made myself worse. And there gets to a point, and I think we all know our bodies better than other people know our bodies, and I mean doctors as well. And sometimes we know when we need to physically rest. And it was ridiculously over 2 weeks ago when I started to come down with a cold, and I thought it's just a little bit of a cold. That's fine. I had a bad throat. My nose was going. And I was just like, it's fine. We're so close to the weekend. I did. I worked 7.5 hours on the Friday, and I thought, hey, I'm actually okay. But I thought, I just want to get home because I do not feel well. I'd worked 7.5 hours straight at that point, and I had a little bit of a commute home, and I thought, I just need to get home and get some sleep and some rest. So that's what I did all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I just rested as much as I could. And then I got to Monday, and I was like, okay, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I managed to get through the day all right. Then I decided to look after my niece overnight, and that was great. I really love spending time with her. She shows me what's important in life, and I I was okay. Then the next day we had the heat wave, and oh my goodness, that's when I started to go downhill big time, and I just had to rest up for the rest of the week. Now it sounds like an excuse, but when we this country, when my area, and I am not used to having 26, 27, 28 degrees hot weather, and my body is just like, no, we're ill. We can't cope with this heat. This is not great. I literally um I literally just had to spend the whole of the heat wave trying to rest and get better when I wasn't working. So I could have worked towards my goals. I could have gone into my gym and just ploughed it out, but I know that I would be 100 times worse this week. So we know when our bodies need to take a break, and that's what's happening. So this week I have set myself the challenge of 5 times in my gym and writing 5 chapters of my new book. And so far, I have hit both goals. So that's been my goal this week. I have rewritten my schedule as well so that I'm able to do it. So there we go. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and you will be able to get, when I am well, get 4 to 5 videos from me a week. I also would love it if people would write down what their goals are. I just think it's so exciting knowing what people are working towards. So I've told you what I've done this last week. My goals for this next week are going to write another 5 chapters of my book. I'm currently researching another one right now, and so which is kind of quite exciting because I'm about to really just go for it. I'm in the research phase of it, and so I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to finish the research on this. That's what I'm going to say. And this is a huge one for me anyway. I'm going to prepare my taxes for HMRC in my country. Doing my taxes very early this year, mainly because I decided January every year it's just the most depressing month for me because it's the start of a new year. Nobody wants to spend money with small businesses, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, I've got to do my tax return. I hate figures and I hate having to do tax return. If I want to be an accountant, I would have studied to be an accountant. That's my viewpoint. But I always do it in January, and it always feels like the end of the world. And I thought to myself, how do I make my January even better? And I thought, do you know what? Instead of procrastinating over my accounts this year, I'm going to do them. I've set myself a task of it will be in with HMRC by the end of September, so that I can then look at in January finishing or doing a lot of work into a a book I started writing a couple of years ago. It's actually a fiction book, and I'm planning to write a whole load in January. Just get it all out, and because I know I have time in January to do it. So there we go. So you've heard some of my goals for this week, and when it comes to the gym this week, I've decided I'm going to do 3 press ups a day. I know that I was down. I was started doing press ups a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm decided I'm going to go for 3 a day, 3 press ups a day, and those are my. And I'm doing 5 gym sessions next week, so those are my goals for next week. Keep rocking your awesomeness, and I will see you on the next video.